Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jasmine Daly and I'm here to present to you factors affecting physiologic function. Physiological functioning is how the body responds and adapts to physical activity. These are changes to the body that occur during exercise and at rest. There are many factors that affect these changes. Responses are changes that occur during exercise that return to normal levels shortly after the session. For example, increased heart rate and heavy breathing after going on a run. Adaptations are semi-permanent changes that occur over time with regular exercise, and the effects can be reversed if exercise is stopped for an extended period of time. This could be a decrease in resting heart rate because your heart is able to pump more blood with each heartbeat, so it doesn't have to beat as many times per minute. This information comes from facts and theories originated by theoretical, clinical, and practical research, by core study in accredited institutions, and by professional preparation and certification practitioners, investigators, and leaders in the field. Enhancing factors during exercise. One of the responsibilities of the hypothalamus is to regulate body temperature. Thermoregulation is just one of the ways that the body stays in homeostasis. This is because it must gain heat or lose heat, depending on the environment. During exercise, if the body can properly adjust, then the exercise can continue on. When the outside temperature is warmer than the body, the core rises because heat gain exceeds heat loss. When the outside temperature is cooler than the body, the core temperature is reduced because heat loss begins to exceed heat production. Properly hydrating before exercising helps improve physiologic functioning because the muscles need water to function, and water is lost through sweat when exercising. It's important to drink enough water 2 to 3 hours before exercising so that the body has enough time for urine output. Drinking more water than needed, known as hyperhydration, and consuming glycerol improves thermoregulatory function and limits performance reduction while exercising in the heat. Proper nutrition helps to enhance functioning because the body needs to process the nutrients found in food to use as energy. Consuming nutrient-dense foods will create energy for the muscles to function for exercise. Performing a pre-exercise warm-up will help functioning because it helps to warm the muscles up and prepares the mind for the strenuous exercise. A warm-up allows for the body to exercise for a longer duration and at higher intensities with less stress. With that in mind, consistent exercise and training will help the body adapt to cardiorespiratory changes. Over time, the maximal stroke volume increases along with maximal cardiac output that results in an increase in maximal oxygen uptake. This means that more blood-carrying oxygen is pumped throughout the body and more oxygen is being carried to the muscles for energy. The body isn't going to feel like it's working as hard, and you'll have the ability to exercise for longer duration at higher intensities before you start to feel the effects of fatigue. Limiting factors during exercise. Exercising in hot, humid conditions evaporate heat loss through sweating. If the body is not able to properly remove enough heat to regulate body temperature, then heat stroke could result. Also, exercising in cold temperatures is difficult because heat is lost from respiratory tract, from inhaling cold air that results in dry mouth, scratchy throat, and dehydration. And dehydration causes a decrease in plasma volume, peripheral blood flow, and sweating rate that makes the body's control of thermoregulation difficult. Dehydration can result in premature fatigue, resistance to maintain blood pressure, and reduces circulatory demands of the exercise. This means that the body doesn't have the ability to respond to the exercise and can result in injury. Not consuming enough essential nutrients doesn't give the body enough energy to have the ability to exercise for a long duration. The body will feel the effects of fatigue quicker and won't have the ability to perform at high intensities. Poor nutrition also poses a risk to injury. Someone that is unacclimated to exercising at a higher altitude is going to struggle because the higher the altitude, the less oxygen there is in the atmosphere. Aerobic capacity is reduced because altitude decreases the amount of oxygen that the blood carries to the muscles. This means that less energy is being produced for the muscles to work. Physiologic function at rest. When the body's at rest, functions are reduced. The body uses energy to keep the organs and systems functioning while we rest, but it's at a much lower utilized rate compared to when we're moving. See, regular exercise helps to increase our maximal oxygen uptake, or VO2 max, and that decreases our resting heart rate because more blood is being pumped through the body in each heartbeat, and the heart beats less per minute. On the contrary, the longer the body rests, VO2 max is lowered, and that results in the resting heart rate to increase. Additionally, since regular exercise strengthens the heart, blood pressure levels are reduced at rest because the heart works less to force blood to the arteries. Body temperature also fluctuates. When we are moving, the body temperature is at its highest, and when we are asleep, body temperature is at the lowest. When we are awake and resting, body temperature is slightly warmer than when we are sleeping. In a hot environment, metabolic heat will transport from deep tissues to the body's shell. In a cold environment, there is an increase in heat production where body heat is not lost because the body will regulate at a lower core temp. Physiologic functioning during exercise versus at rest. The similarities of physiologic function during exercise and at rest are the body's ability to regulate body temperature in the heat and the cold, and its oxygen capabilities. See, the body is going to adjust if changes are consistent because it's going to want to stay in homeostasis. Heat production from oxygen uptake. During exercise, working muscles generate heat and core temperature increases. Core temperature increases in proportion to the intensity of the effort. This means that when we exercise, oxygen that is being inhaled gives the active muscles a source of energy that creates heat. The more intense the exercise is, the more oxygen we are breathing in, so the more heat is created and raises core temperature. Heat produced from oxygen uptake improves physiologic function during exercise because warmed muscles have a higher work capacity. When muscles are warmer, they can function better. However, too much heat can be generated when exercising vigorously in hot and humid temperatures, which this results in heat stress. During physical activity, heat production strains heat dissipating mechanisms that could result in heat illnesses or death. All right, that is it. Thank you for watching my presentation, and I will see you again next time.